So a lot of you may not know this. We have our own in-house physician, E3 does, which is makes us, I think, very unique in terms of of any organization. So I was doing a little research for a client the other day, and I don't know if you know this, but 20 to 25% of Americans do not have a regular doctor, which I was a little surprised that many people don't have a general practitioner that they have. So this is our general practitioner, if you don't have one. But what I wanted you to know is we're committed to wellness, and so we're starting this year a program called 1 Minute to Wellness. And so Dr. Dan's going to give us a 1 minute to wellness.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bill. So I decided when Bill and I were talking about this, I would first take a look at what I had been asked the most questions about regarding health and wellness for the previous month. And my patients, most of them wanted to know about losing the 8 to 10 pounds that they put on over the holidays, and 1 minute is not enough to answer that. So I picked number 2. Number 2 is how to boost your immune system to stay well during cold and flu season. Raise your hand if you know somebody who's had the cold or flu this season. Right, so here we go. Here are some of the basics. What we know about any type of viral entity like that is there's 3 factors that determine whether or not you're going to get sick. First, it's the dose. If you've got kids or grandkids, nieces, nephews, you know how you get dosed, right? My daughter's now going to be 9 soon. Doesn't do it as much, but I used to be tying her shoes and bam, inoculated in 1 hit. This is it first, how strong exposure is. The next is something called virulency. Cool word. Basically means strength of the pathogen. And then the third component is resistance of the host. We are all the hosts or potential hosts. Of these factors, we have a little bit of control over this, but not a lot. We have 0 control over the virulency. And let me tell you, there's some wicked strains out there this season. We have tremendous control out of resistance for the host. And you might wonder why I'm dressed like this, not just for a quick departure, but the, the advice that we were given by grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, to cover our heads and necks, crucially important. We lose a lot of heat out of the head and neck region. A lot of our immune function comes from our lymphatic system, which is housed tremendously in the head, neck, shoulders, and upper thoracic region. But most importantly, and this is interesting, if you cover your nose whenever it's extremely cold, like it is outside right now, you lessen the likelihood that the pathogen, if it is a viral entity, will be able to take root and replicate as quickly. There's a reason why cold and flu season is so active between, say, October and all the way through May. Viruses tend to exist more easily in cold environments, and it's because they have a lipid layer on the outside that doesn't last near as long in the heat. So if you create a warmer environment, much less likely to take root there. Then, those of you who know me know that I believe in strategic supplementation. So I'm going to do a quick note up here about the things I do to stay well when I'm being dosed by between 15 and 20 people a day. So ask your physician if this is right for you. If I'm your physician, this is probably right for you. My trio is a compound called NAC. This is an acronym for N-acetyl cysteine. This can be found at any health food store that's worth their salt. If you go in, they've got just ask for NAC. You don't need to know the whole name. The second is a compound called Echinacea. Echinacea is derived from, there are over 10 different species of cone flowers, but Echinacea is an endogenous plant. It's local to us here in the Midwest and throughout a lot of North America. Echinacea is an outstanding preventative measure to take. It does a great job in bolstering immune function. If you have a sensitivity to ragweed, Echinacea can be problematic. So omit that from the little cocktail I'm going to give you up here. And I said 3 things. I'm actually going to give you a bonus one too. So Echinacea is an immune booster. Think of it as preventative. If the flu or a cold sets in, you can drop the Echinacea, but continue on the other elements I'm going to give you here. Next one is buffered vitamin C. How does buffered vitamin C differ from regular vitamin C? Only in that it is neutralized, so it's not an acidic compound. So it basically has some chelated minerals in there that help to balance it. Otherwise, when you take vitamin C, if you're not taking it from a whole food format, your body has to muster some reinforcements to buffer that and to neutralize it. So if you take it in buffered form, you're just making the job easier on your body. And then the last compound, you probably could have guessed, is zinc. And for all of these, recommended daily allowances should be on the back of the bottle. Again, consult your physician. But I can tell you where people go wrong most of the time when dosing these factors is not taking enough, okay? In general, and it's true of all of these supplements, Echinacea has an upper dosing limit that you'd have to observe, but you would be hard-pressed to reach it. Other than that, these compounds can be taken at pretty high doses for short intervals, up to 2 weeks at a time. So consider this your E-Free Wellness Minute. Thank you so much. Thank you.